Harold Edwards, class of 1941. I was still in the Navy, and Mr. Boyden took a very dim view of my going in the Navy, along with Stu Hancock and Parker Smith and all that, but off we went. But Mr. Boyden came and interviewed us and found that they took attendance 10 times a day and also had compulsory athletics, and Mr. Boyden said, I think it's a very good place for you. So anyway, I was in my uniform. I'd gotten out after was going to get out, but Mr. Boyden and I came down the main corridor, and of course he put his gnarled figure and summoned me to come in and talk to him. So I came in, and then he said, Bud, I want you to get out of the Navy. I want you to go in the family business. I want you to go to the Harvard Business School. And he wheeled around, and he called up the director of admissions and said, I've got a candidate for you. So I went down there, and they interviewed me, and they said, do you want to grow and expand? And I said, no. And they said, hey, Joe, Pete, Bill, we got some guy, and of course we don't want him, but listen, why don't you want to grow and expand? And I said, well, we're so dumb that my father and I are, and we're not smart enough to run it if it gets too big, and then we like to hunt and fish and sail, and it'll be too big. And they said, well, we may not want to take you. And I said, that's up to you, and they took me. But Mr. Boyden set me up, and that became a very important part of my life because I'd been to the Harvard Business School, and I learned a lot when I ran the family business. Now, Mrs. Boyden was like being taught by your mother, and she did nothing but give you straight A's. And she just warmed the tackles of my heart. And she had wonderful sayings, and one was, if any fool can do it, so can I. Then she said, Bud, I want you to know Boyle's Law and Hooke's Law when I see you 20 years from now. All right, it's been 41, it's been 70 years. Hooke's Law, the strain is proportional to stress provided the elastic limit is not reached. Boyle's Law, pressure P1V1 equals P2V2 provided the temperature remains constant.